Now that the NFL season is completely wrapped up, the Kansas City Chiefs have been crowned kings of the NFL for another season. It's time to talk about the offseason. We're full swing into the offseason. I'm not going to talk about free agents. Let's talk about the draft. Before the Combine gets into full swing, I wanted to get a few mock drafts out there before the Combine results really shift people's boards and teams put way too much value into how fast the guy can run straight in the line for 40 yards. And we're probably going to be doing this a couple times throughout the offseason. So, for our first series of mock drafts, I'm going to be doing 3 drafts. We're going to be doing one where I do not trade at all. We let the chips fall where they may. And teams are going to pick where their predetermined slots are. Number 2, I'm going to allow myself one trade, ideally trading out of the 6th spot. I think that is a prime position for us to trade out of if certain players don't fall. I do think the Lions are overhyping their interest in a franchise QB in this draft to leverage desires for teams to draft, needs teams have, the Commies, the Falcons, even the Jets, theoretically. These teams that we can leverage their desire for a QB to accrue more draft capital. And my 3rd draft is going to be Trade-a-Palooza, where I'm going to go hog wild and see just how weird we can get with it. With all that being said, I do want to say I appreciate you guys sticking with me. I know we didn't have an upload last week. Somebody might have gotten a little too political with the video that he made.
I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Welcome to Detroit!
Alright fellas, hey, welcome back to the channel. As you know, I'm Hat and Beard, the host of this thing. Hey, before we get too far down the line, why don't you go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and go ahead and ring that bell so that you never miss out on any notifications. And you can become part of the Hat and Beard gang. Now let's get this train rolling out of the station, huh? Oh, hey, real quick, if you want to go ahead and draft along with me, I will be using the PFF mock draft tool, and I'll be utilizing these settings. Alright guys, so here we go. This will be our first draft. I'm going to let everything fall where they may. So I'm going to just stay locked in at 6, and then 18, 48, 55, 81, 154, 183, 194, so on and so forth. I'm not going to make any trades. We're just going to pick. We're going to see where everybody falls and see how we do. According to PFF, our needs are interior defensive line, linebacker, and corner. I agree with that. I do. Well, maybe not in that order, but I would focus mostly on defense. Defense. We'll see. There's some other players that I am interested in, but we'll just kind of see where that all shakes out. Ideally, in my dream of dreams, one of 2 players falls to us at 6. And we don't have to trade out. I would like to see either Jalen Carter or a Will Anderson to fall to us to 6. But for that to happen, we'd have to see some type of movement. The Bears are pretty locked in at probably getting a defensive player. One of those 2 will probably go to the Bears. Now, again, this is all before the Combine. So things are possible changes. But, we're looking at teams that need quarterback. That need a quarterback, need quarterback, and obviously the Texans will need a quarterback, the Colts need a quarterback, the Raiders, Falcons, Panthers. So these 3 here are potential trade value for us to move back with and accrue more draft capital. But that's not what we're looking at in this draft here. We're just gonna go ahead and see how the chips fall. So let's get into it. All right, so we've seen Jalen Carter go number 1, CJ Stroud number 2. Okay, that's interesting. Tyree Wilson all the way up to 3. Okay, that's interesting. That's a little higher than I thought I would see him go. Bryce Young, Will Anderson went right before us at 5. So, here we are locked in at 6. We have pretty much the pick of the litter. However, a lot of the players here that, although are amazing players and potential superstars that fit a lot of our needs, taking one of these players at 6 to me feels like a reach, and that's because with guys like Will Levis and Anthony Richardson still on the board, you can see one of these 3 guys here. The Raiders, the Falcons, the Panthers trading up with us if we overinflate our desire to take a quarterback in the first round. If we continue to, last year there was a lot of hype around Malik Willis that we thought we would take him at 2, and you see how that worked out. I mean, heck, I'm even interested in coming even farther down here, and this will be in the next draft when I do a trade. I'm looking at trading with the Titans or the Jets or even the Washington Commies. But if I'm going to trade with the Commies and they're going to want to come 10 spots up from 16 to 6, they're going to have to give me a lot, But that's not what we're looking at here. So what we're looking at here are guys like Christian Gonzalez, Devin Witherspoon. An argument could be made for Brian Branch, although top 10, I mean, going at 6, that's kind of a reach. Brian Branch is a phenomenal athlete out of Alabama, and don't let the safety position fool you. He actually plays like the slot really well and lined up at a bunch of different positions. Plus, I think he only missed something like 4 tackles in his entire career. So this Brian Branch is a phenomenal athlete. A real sneaky spot. I would like to see if he maybe falls to 18. That'd be sweet. But so we're looking at, oh man, none of these guys really jump off the board to me at 6. Joey Porter, man, Miles Murphy, is he worthy of the 6th overall pick? Oh, man. So I'm looking at probably Devin Witherspoon or Christian Gonzalez. I see a lot of people taking Christian Gonzalez, so I'm actually going to go with Devin Witherspoon here at the 6th overall spot. So welcome aboard, Devin Witherspoon. Yeah, see? Okay, so look back here. 7, Anthony Richardson. 8, Will Levis. You could have tried to swing Atlanta up to the 6th spot, see if they had anything that they would want to give up, or even because now we're out of the top round projected quarterbacks, you could have tried to negotiate with the Panthers to move all the way up from 9 to 6, get a first and a handful of other picks. If you're going to break outside of the top 10, if you're going to look to trade from 6 back to 11 or beyond, I'm looking for a first-round pick and a future first-round pick. That's something that I'm looking at. But that's nothing we're looking at here. Broderick Jones, Brian Branch. Yeah, Brian Branch went 13. Damn, that sucks. Miles Murphy, Zay Flowers, Peter Storonsky. Huh? Okay, all right. So here we are at 18. And we have, again, the pick of the litter of defensive players. I have seen people argue about Bijan Robinson. He's a sweet player. It's basically a mix of the receiving ability and speed of DeAndre Swift, but the physicality and the overall build of Jamal Williams. Do you decide that Bijan Robinson is your future at running back? Because with Swift's durability questions, he's obviously not the future of the running back spot for Detroit. And Jamal Williams is going to be expensive, and he's not the youngest guy out there. I am leaning away from Bijan Robinson only because I don't think that he's the best value in the first round for the Detroit Lions. You could look at the tight ends, Michael Mayer, Dalton Kincaid, but I will hardly ever advocate for taking a tight end in the first round unless, it is just the freakish of freak athletes. And those guys, neither one of them two really stand out to me as worthy of a first round pick. So we're going to be looking at, do you add another wide receiver? Do you double up on corner, right? You guys know how much I love Joey Porter Jr. Unfortunately, with us taking Witherspoon, I'm not going to be spending 2 first-round picks in the same draft on corner. Unfortunately, Joey Porter Jr. is my guy. I really like him. I have seen people argue Andre Carter II. However, Andre Carter II is under a bit of a question mark because, you see, he went to Army, and he's under contract with the United States Army, and he has to fulfill his certain amount of service, and they haven't said whether or not he's going to be free to go and just play football, or if he's going to have to finish out his time with the United States Army. So we're kind of limited. Again, this would be a spot if we didn't trade out a 6. Will McDonald. That might be our guy right there. Do you go defensive line and add Kalijah Cansey, Brian? I think it's Breece. I don't know how his name's pronounced. Do you fill that need in the middle, or are you happy with the production that you had with, Isaiah Buggs and Aleem McNeil with the rotationary players? If you re-sign Kaminsky, are you then going to be releasing Romeo Okwara and Charles Harris, and ideally re-signing James Houston, because James Houston is going to be a free agent at the end of the or at the start of the free agency signing period? Or are you going to keep, say, Houston, Kaminsky, and one of the other two, Romeo Okwara and Charles Harris? Because if you're going to do that, then you're kind of going to be targeting one of these two guys right here and really filling the inside. However, I'm of the belief that we maybe don't go after re-signing or keeping either of our veteran defensive ends and just re-sign Kaminsky and Houston and go young. In that case, I'd be targeting Will McDonald because he is a fifth-year senior, so he brings a little bit more of an age, a little bit more of a veteran leadership coming out of college. He was hyper-productive. He's a freak athlete. But I'm actually going to upset a lot of people here, and if we're locked in, this is the guy. Look, you guys, I'm really high on O'Cyrus Torrence. So, bring it on, O'Cyrus Torrence. There we go. Welcome aboard. I know there I just kind of shook everybody. Joey Porter, okay, yeah, he went to him. Bijan Robinson went in the first round, okay. Okay. Here we are just waiting. Balls. Damn. That was my guy right there. Okay, so here we are with our second round pick, sitting at 17. Yeah, see Kalijah Cansey. Yeah, the guys we were looking at went right after. I think that kind of shook everything up a little bit. But I'm really high on O'Cyrus Torrence. People have been talking about, there's been a lot of scouts. The Lions sent a lot of scouts to the Florida games to watch AR-15. No, dude, they went to scout O'Cyrus Torrence. That's why we didn't re-sign Evan Brown, and that's why we're going to cut Halapulu to Vati Vaitai, because Brad Holmes likes to build his team from the ground up. Mazzie Smith went in the first round. Dang, that sneaky, very sneaky. Oh, wow. Wow, okay, Tanner McKee went, in the second round. Interesting. Pretty high. Okay. Andre Carter, yeah. See, and I think that's going to end up making him slip anyway, unless the Army comes out and says something. Okay, the Jets taking Jalen Hyatt. That's okay. Oh, Steve Avila, Saki Ika. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I was kind of hoping that'd be our sneaky pick here to really fill the interior defensive line. So here we are. We took a corner and a guard with our first round picks. We still need linebacker. We still need linebacker and interior defensive line. And here we're sitting looking. Okay, there's Garrett Williams. We could double up at corner now that we're into the second round. That wouldn't, shock the whole world. Sidney Brown, Joe Tippmann, Jack Campbell. Man, he's probably the best cover linebacker in the draft. However, I'm going to go after Deion Henley, sneaky player out of Washington State, right? Yeah, Washington State, yeah. whatever. Regardless, I think he's a good play. I think we need help at the linebacker position. John Michael Schmitz went to Pittsburgh. That's a good fit there. Darnell Wright. Dang. Down Simpson. Keely Ringo. I think he's a bust. I'm not really high on Keely Ringo. All right, so here we are with our second pick in the second round. Now, there's a couple of guys I'm looking at here. Nope, not going wide receiver, not going Wepler, nope, not going Carl Brooks. Garrett Williams does jump off the board. Also, Sidney Brown is a hyper-talented safety. We do need more depth at safety because there's no guarantee that we're going to be able to re-sign Deshaun Elliott or that Tracy Walker will bounce back from his Achilles injury. And we just went linebacker back with Deion Henley. So Jack Campbell, I'm not looking at Jack Campbell. Keanu Benton. Man, this would be a nice spot to trade out of. Dwayne McBride, that's a bit of a reach. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to go and do the Brad Holmes thing, and we're going to double up on corner, because as he's done, like last year we took Hutch at number 2, he then doubled up on defensive end and took Josh Paschal in the second round. We are also going to follow suit, and with taking Witherspoon with the 6th pick, we are going to double up and take Garrett Williams, the corner, out of Syracuse with our 24th pick in the second round. Joe Tippmann, Rex. Sidney Brown, damn it. Hendon Hooker, damn it! Damn. Ah, damn you. Damn you, Matt Patricia and the Bill Belichick butthole strike again. Ah, that sucks. Oi. Oi. That really sucks, guys. Damn it. Alright. Well, third round, the 18th overall pick. Now, we're going to have a bit of a wait here. So this needs to be, I don't want to say a lights out pick, but since we don't have a 4th round, guys, we're going to have to wait a little bit until we get to drafting it. So we really need to make sure that the 3rd round, the 18th overall pick, if we don't trade, if everything stays the way that it is, and this is our last pick in the second day, this needs to be I don't want to say a lights out pick, but it needs to be a solid pickup for the Lions. So we're looking at, for me, I'm looking at 2 players here. I'm looking right here. Dwayne McBride out of UAB or Overshown out of Texas. Do we double up at linebacker and continue to follow suit, or do we go after Dwayne McBride? Defense wins championships. Our running game can run behind our offensive line, especially when we added Osiris Torrance. Welcome aboard, Dwayne McBride. Oh, no, Sewell. Damn it. Man. That sucks. Yeah, see, here we're just waiting, though. See all these see how long we gotta wait now? This is where it's gonna hurt a little bit, because Brad Holmes knocks it out of the park in the 4th round. So this is where, if we're trading back, we're looking at accruing more draft capital in the 4th round, where a lot of these players slip and, they drop out because they're not the big name, they're not the big college splash, but they're guys who make plays. Look at ASB, look at Malcolm Rodriguez. So here we go. Whew, 5th pick, 18th overall. Now we're looking for value. We're looking to solidify position rooms. We're looking to add a little bit more depth. I'm not looking at wide receiver. This is where I'm going to get, you guys, I'm just going to be a homer. Welcome aboard, Jacob Slade. Yeah, welcome aboard in the 5th round. I'm being a homer on that one. We need interior defensive line help. Why not? Maybe he has a good combine. Maybe he jumps off the board at his pro day or something. Maybe he, adds a little bit of value. But again, I'm a homer. And you'll see how that follows suit here throughout the remaining picks. Alright, here we are, the 6th round. Ooh. So, you'll see this in other drafts. If I'm not going to take Osiris Torrance in the 1st round there, I'm probably just going to sit here and wait for Mafi in the 6th round. I might even take him in the 5th round. But this is where we're looking at players. Again, value, value, value. Do we go, Central Michigan? Do we go Shoemaker? I'm not too high on either one of those guys. Ronnie Bell? Yeah, I'm not too high on that. Man. Man. Kind of getting into the weeds here, fellas. Well, let's just follow suit. This is the double up draft, boys. This is the double up draft. Okay, here we go. Who's left? Kind of looking at maybe Trey Dean. Fabian Lovett. Homer. Ronnie Bell. Why not, guys? Why not? Why not? So that's going to be it for our picks. I probably should have looked at maybe taking the kicker out of Michigan, but why not? Look, this has been a little bit of fun. This has been fun. We're going to wait here and get the grade. See how everybody shakes out. Boy. Jay Ward, huh? All right, here we go. Let's see what PFF says for our draft grade. Boy, they hated that pick. Oh, man. Woo! PFF hated that pick, boys. Yeah. Boy, I did not do it. So I got a B overall. But, so this is our draft where we're locked in at not moving it around at all. And this is why I want to move around, because there's some good picks, but there's also some dumpster fires here. I mean, I reached with Ronnie Bell. He's probably going to be an undrafted free agent. Jacob Slade was a bit of a reach. Probably could have taken him in the 6th round. Probably could have taken Mafi with our second 6th round pick. Dwayne McBride, I think he's going to pop off at the combine and really climb up boards. Again, I'm not sold on PFF's grade here, but I probably could have waited. If we're trading out of 1, though, we're probably picking up some 4th round picks. McBride can slide to the 4th round. Garrett Williams locking in on the double-double there. I like that. I'm not really angry if we do that, because again, our secondary needs a tremendous amount of help. It would be nice to see maybe trade out, maybe not draft Witherspoon, trade out a 6, move back like I've been talking, and take a Joey Porter Jr. later on. That way you're not locked in. I like the idea of drafting another big offensive lineman to really fill a need. Again, that's reaching. I get it, especially at 18. I wouldn't be mad about it, though. But Mafi's going to slide up some boards probably with a good workout and a good pro day. All in all, Henley was a really nice steal here. I really like what we did in the 2nd round. These names you're probably going to see popping off on more of my drafts. I do like the Jacob Slade. Again, I'm a homer, though. But again, he probably could have waited and picked him a little bit later in the draft. But this is where we're going to be. This is my the mockest of mock draft, fellas. This is the mockest of mock drafts. Before the combine, no moving around. Let's take a look at the first round here. Let's see. Jalen Carter went number 1 overall. C.J. Stroud, Tyree Wilson, Bryce Young, Will Anderson. See, I'm telling you, Will Anderson might slip up, especially if, say, the Cardinals trade out, right? And then we see more quarterbacks taken. And then like a Tyree Wilson slide to a Will Anderson spot. Will Anderson slipped to 6. Will Anderson slides out of the top 5. I mean, you're running up to the board to take Will Anderson. We took Witherspoon at 6. AR-15 at 7. Yeah, the Raiders, I know this is going to sound awfully bizarre, but man, doesn't Anthony Richardson just feel like the most Raider pick at 7? Doesn't that just feel like the most Raider thing to do? I think that's a real solid. Not only it's a good pick, I think it's a terrible pick, especially at 7. I think that's an awful pick to draft the most project of project quarterbacks. But that's just like that is a marriage made in hell right there. That is a marriage made in hell for the Anthony Richardson to the Raiders. Will Levis to Atlanta. That's where I'm talking again about trading with Atlanta to move up if they think that maybe, or if, another team trades up and starts getting quarterback hungry. The Panthers, again, you could look to see them trade up for Lucas Van Ness. That's a bit of a reach there. I don't like that pick. I don't like that call. Not a very good call. Christian Gonzalez, seems normal. Paris Johnson Jr. Yeah, see, I don't know if Tennessee's necessarily going to go after a tackle. They're getting a little long in the tooth at quarterback, and Malik Willis clearly wasn't the answer, but I don't know if they're going to necessarily be as hungry for a quarterback as I think they will. So Paris Johnson, possibly. They could also maybe go Broderick Jones there, if this is the way that it shakes out. The Jets with Brian Branch, man, that is about right. Brian Branch at 13, anywhere from 13 to 20, I could see him going, especially if he has a really good combine and moving up some boards. I wouldn't be angry, though, if he's sitting at 18 and the Lions pull the trigger on Brian Branch. Miles Murphy at 14 feels natural. I wasn't willing to take him at 6. That's just not... I just don't think I don't think he's enough value. I don't think he's a high enough of a big splash play player. He's not an Aiden Hutchinson yet. He, especially in the Patriot system, he could develop into a phenomenal defensive player, but I just don't think he's necessarily for us at 6. Quentin Johnson to the Packers. Yeah, they're wide receiver hungry. Zay Flowers to the Commies. No, that's I don't think that's how. No, that's silly. I'm not on board with that right there. I'm not on board with that. Steelers with Stefanski, Osiris Torrance again. They hated it, but I'm not. Based on who is available, Kancey, you could see that. That'd be. I'm not mad about that. But again, this is if we're locked in. If we're trading out of 6, I'm looking at taking Kancey and Porter at like say 16 and 18, or even I would take. Man, I don't know. Of these guys, I guess I don't know. Brian Branch, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about the Addison to Tampa. That feels, I don't know. I mean, I guess Mike Evans is getting older, and Chris Godwin isn't what he used to be. They're not bad at wide receiver though. Breesy here. Yeah, Seattle likes them some defensive players. The Chargers with Kancey. Again, I think they're getting the best value right here because with us taking Torrance, it really kind of shifts everything. Porter to again, these two massive values outside of the top 20. Massive values. Massive values. Smith, yeah, sure, why not? Minnesota likes to make stupid plays. Okay, yeah, Anton Harris to Jacksonville. So if we didn't take Torrance here, I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville takes Torrance because he's a hometown guy there, right there in Florida. They're looking to bolster their offensive line and really keep, their young franchise quarterback around for a while. Luke Musgrave, I will never really be high on anyone taking a tight end in the first round, especially when there's all these defensive ends that they could have taken. Nolan Smith to the Cowboys feels right, especially at 26. I probably would have gone Will McDonald. Bijan Robinson to the Bills. I wasn't going to pull the trigger on him at 18. I'm not really high on running backs in the first round anymore. However, Bijan Robinson to the Bills feels like the right fit and the right pick. I wouldn't necessarily give it the best overall grade, but that's probably the right pick for them. The Bengals getting better on defense with Will McDonald. Solid pick right there. The Aints taking Dalton Kincaid. You'd have to see who else was available. Again, probably not making this pick here if we don't take Torrance at 18 and Harris is available, because the Saints do need to kind of retool that offensive line a little bit. I don't know if Dalton Kincaid is the right pick, and I'm never going to be high on taking a tight end in the first round. Mozzie Smith, so I was kind of hoping that he would slip to us in the second round. Real good player, solid interior defensive line, and a Michigan kid, so he could just be reunited with Hutch, and it again plays into the fandom and the emotion of the Michigan connection to the Lions. I'm not mad about that. The Eagles really getting some dogs, man, getting some dogs. And the Chiefs, nobody cares about who you're going to draft. So that is how it shook out in the first round, where I did not trade at all. We just let everything kind of fall where it went. And I would probably continue to do the two other drafts, but I'm going to save those for another video, because guys, this took a lot longer than I thought it was gonna, and I got to get ready for work. So maybe I'll just do a couple of the other two throughout the week. This was a lot of fun. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. I didn't record an outro for this video, so let me know what you think, what you would have done. Again, this is the non-trading out, no movement, just locked and loaded first round or mock draft for the Lions before the combine. As always, fellas, have yourself a wonderful rest of the week. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Get out of here.
Time to 23 Skidoo. Or should I say 69 Skidoo?
She said that my pornos were boring.